Okay, hello there, everyone. Just wanted to talk about the outgoing former president of the Gambia, Yahya Jammeh. It's characteristic, isn't it, that most African leaders will find it very difficult to leave office, after they've lost an election. And I think the major reason why they want to cling on to power is because of the trappings of power itself, and the fact that while they are in power, they have not built institutions. They have not respected the constitution, so they have not built institutions that will actually help them after they leave power. So instead of building a strong judiciary system, an independent police, and an independent army, they are using all of these institutions, state institutions. We have to distinguish between what is the state and what is a political party and what is a political leader. So the political leader, belongs to a political party. And if that party wins an election, then they preside over the state, but they should not take the state to become the political party. There should be a complete separation between the state and the political party. But because some of these parties have been in power for a very long time, up to 30 or 40 years, I think the line between a political party and the state becomes very slim indeed. And a lot of people become confused whether certain institutions belong to the political party or they belong to the state. The state should include everyone, even those in the opposition. So the problem is that these institutions are not independent. And they are used by these guys, by the political leaders. They use these institutions for their own benefit. They use it against the opposition, and they use it to keep themselves in power. Now, here's the problem. When they do decide, or when they are beaten in elections, it's difficult for them to leave office, because it means that they are not guaranteed of a livelihood after they leave office, because they've not built those institutions to respect the rule of law and to look after them after they leave office, because they rely on just taking, just looting and taking things for free. So when they leave office, that source of free stuff dries out, because there's a new leader in town. Imagine that there is not even a guaranteed pension scheme for them, because they've not built one. And some of these guys have never left office, and they're just terrified of what could happen when they leave office. The crimes they've committed while he's in office, those things could be brought up by the new leader. We saw what happened in Zambia when, I think, was it Chiluba when he left? And I think the guy who came after him actually took him to court. And Chiluba had, I think, a lot of money that he had stolen. But if he had just been observing the rule of law and ensuring that citizens are treated fairly, then surely they would look after him as a former president. So Jammeh tried to cling on to power. I think the mistake he made was to first of all concede power and congratulate Mr. Barrow, who had won the election. only to turn around and say there were irregularities and he was no longer going to concede power. And I want to congratulate ECOWAS for stepping in and sending troops to show him that they were serious about taking him off. And also the fact that his own army chief did not support him staying and did not want to put the country into an unnecessary war, which is what happens if the institution is independent. We don't know how independent that institution was in the Gambia, but it just shows that if the army chief is on the side of the constitution, on the side of the people, then those political leaders have no leg to stand on. The reason most of them have stayed in power is because the army has propped them up. And the reason the army props them up is because most of the time the army has benefited from those leaders because they've given the army everything. Okay? So if they look after the army, they know the army will look after them. Okay, so that's just my short comment on the Gambia. And hopefully the same precedents or the same things will happen in every other African country which undergoes an election. And we hope that the army will stay on the side of the people, because the army is part of the state. They belong to no political party. They may privately support a certain political party, but they should not support a certain political party at the expense of the national interest. Okay, so we'll be watching developments. The only thing I hope is that Jammeh is not going to organize some rebel troops while he is out in exile and try to destabilize this new government. There was not even a proper handover of power. Isn't it ironic that a man who has conceded power then refuses to go, and finally has to go, and now he has to go into exile? The last I heard, he had landed in the Guinea, and I don't know where he's going to after that. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video, guys. Keep watching. Make sure you share the video if you find it valuable. Okay, and also subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and hopefully when you share it we get more subscriptions. We want to talk about African issues, we want to talk about education, we want to talk about physics. I'm a person who's widely read. I've read quite a bit, and the only way I can share that information is through this channel. So this channel will have all of these topics going on simultaneously. Thank you for watching.